This building that we are currently in, the Town Hall in Llangefni, it was once just a town hall, a cavernous town hall. It's because of the insertion of floors, it's divided into 3 income generating activities. The second floor, which we're on now, will be where Menter Mon ourselves and our other company, Anog Limited, will be housed. On the first floor, we are renting property to other social enterprises, and on the ground floor, the community floor, there'll be a combination of the hall itself, where events, the local market and so forth can be held, and there's also a room at the back where we are intending to do some work with music software for young people and have it used as a means of the more deprived young people in this area being able to get benefit out of the building, if you like. So the idea is to have a business model that draws income from various sources, and the accommodation income will help fund the community-based activity that goes on here.
My name is Ian Alt, and I chair the local steering group which has been put together with the local council, the purpose of which is to look at ways in which we can regenerate the market in Llangefni. Llangefni Market has been established many years ago. Llangefni is traditionally the market town of the island with Menter Mon. They have come to our regular meetings and they have kept us up to date with progress. They've also helped us with putting together and agreeing a regional development grant, and that's been agreed. So we've just had agreed, it's about £17,300, and that's to help us to regenerate the market. And that will include money to help us get more traders back in, to buy some extra equipment, so that we can convert the market from where it is right now into a family type market, which will attract more people to the town. I suppose ultimately we want to move back to where the market used to be, and that is that on Thursdays and Saturdays in the town, which are the 2 key market days, we have a flourishing market, which is a real attraction then, so that people from all over the island, in particular in the summer, I guess, when all the caravans are full, it is an attraction for the island and people will come back into the town. That's what our vision is, effectively. So that's what we're going to do, and we're damn sure we're going to make it happen.
In the west of the island, in the village of Aberfraw, we have Llys Llywelyn, which has been used as an accommodation centre and a community enterprise centre in Aberfraw.
In 2010, Menter Mon actually bought the site. We were in a position to be able to use the remainder of the Objective 1 money to buy the site, which is one of the 4 assets that Menter Mon acquired during that year. Because we bought the asset, we were able to lease to another third sector organisation, which is Agoriad. Agoriad Curve is an organisation that works with people with learning difficulties, and this is a training provision for these people. And it seems to be working very well, and as you can see, the cafe is very busy today. Part of the reason for developing Llys Llywelyn was to try and make a difference to the community of Aberfraw and to the southwest of the island, and we are pleased to say that we have been and are employing local people, so people can actually walk to work, which is great. As you can see, if you're walking around, the accommodation side of the business pulls in lots of different types of visitor, anything from walkers to families that want to spend a day or a weekend on the beach. We also have a little laundry business. This laundry services about 100 or more other accommodation providers on the island, and we have a pick-up and delivery service twice a week. And that has been in existence now for 7 years, and it's still going strong, so that's very good. We've also introduced for this year a cycle hire business. We're finding that the hire is going very well. That's anybody can hire a bike. They can just come up to the office here. Within 10 minutes they can be cycling, and there are various cycling routes in this vicinity as well. We also have a little heritage centre and a shop. A new business that's just come in as well is Richard with his upholstery business. He's been here for the last week, and I think he's made a big difference to the shop and to the numbers of people who are visiting. So I think it bodes well for the future.
We also own Prince's Pier, which is a waterfront property in the town of Menai Bridge in southern Anglesey.
I'm Bob Damon, I'm chairman of Menai Bridge Community Heritage Trust. We own this building and we're in partnership with Menter Mon to develop the Prince's Pier site. For a number of years, the Trust here has been working to try and develop a permanent interpretation centre on the waterfront at Prince's Pier. That is the historical pier where the Davis brothers established their business soon after the suspension bridge was built, and the warehouse dates back to the 1840s. Well, Menter Mon own the building, and obviously the building has to pay for itself. So when the building is complete, renovated and extended as proposed, the micro business units will provide a certain amount of income throughout the year. The exhibition, we do charge entrance fee. Children under 16 are free if they're accompanied, and of course we do charge for the workshops as well. And there will be a shop, and the restaurant will be a high-class restaurant open in the evening, so that will generate income as well, and it will act as a cafe for the museum interpretation centre during the day.
And also another waterfront property with heritage qualities related to it in Amlwch Port in the northeast of the island.
We're in one of the former copper bins in Amlwch Port on the north of Anglesey. This site was originally very much involved with the export of copper that was mined in Paris Mountain down to Swansea and further afield. But really in the 20th century there's been very little use of any of the former buildings associated with that copper mining industry. So the challenge, if you like, was to work out how we could sensitively manage the important heritage here, which was listed building status, conservation area status, and work with that asset and turn it into something that contributed both economic and social benefits. When we started looking at what was here in Amlwch Port, it's obvious that we were dealing with a sensitive heritage. The built heritage here is listed. We've got a number of listed buildings within a conservation area. So how are we going to use that particular asset, if you like, the buildings, the former buildings of the exporting of copper from the port here, in a way that contributed both economic and social benefits? Projects such as this are challenging. There are all sorts of challenges that you have to address. You have to look at what the funders are looking for, what's the strategic context, you know, have you got a robust business case that shows that the business is sustainable. There's also the challenges we've faced here of actually dealing with the sensitive heritage and trying to use the heritage as a metaphor in the modern building we've created, such as the rock face here, which is a metaphor for the original copper mining in Paris Mountain in the 18th century. The main challenge really is to have a vision and to stick to your guns, to be persistent in the face of cynicism and scepticism about whether or not your vision can see the light of day. It's a long haul, and I think you've got to stick to your guns, you've got to sort of roll up your sleeves and not take no for an answer.